What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so it's time to get another tier 2 character, and as you can see here, we finally have Colossus ready to tier 2. So I had him sitting at 19, or all 20s with 119 gear for a while now from the bio sub that I bought way back when I got Magic, so back when they first came out, and then with our event just ending right now and getting all the Colossus bios, yeah, I was able to finally finish off that last gear, so it is time to get him to tier 2. So let's take a look at the character before we do that. Alright, so for the skills here, let's see, we want to be leveling up the second skill, I believe, because then we get a higher stack for the all defense down on the enemies. And I think that's always going to be a 100% chance to penetrate even at level 1. Of course, this is with the uniform. Without the uniform, you don't really have to worry about leveling up the skills, I don't think. And then the third skill here is definitely one that you want to level up, because this one's going to give you all of the nice juicy bonuses that he's going to get with this uniform here that really makes him a lot better with this skill. So basically we get some damage accumulation, we get some all defense, all attack, well, not all attack, that's from the damage accumulation, but then we have additional all defense, all attack, and all speed at the bottom there. We get 2 seconds of damage immunity, which is not very much, but it is enough. You know, enough for you to be able to notice it. And then, of course, our other skill here, the fourth skill, has another immune to damage, so now he has 2 skills with damage immunity if you have the uniform, which is really nice. And then we also have a 100% chance to penetrate on the 5th skill as well, so pretty nice. So only really need to worry about the third and the second skill for leveling up. Besides that, you can just leave all the other ones at level 1. And then his leadership, we just have the immunity to physical damage, which is a nice leadership to have. It can come in handy in certain situations, especially in Shadowland or in like Conquest or something like that. But anyway, now we're moving on to the ISO 8 set. So I have binary power on Colossus here, so I have him built defensively. That was pretty much the only way to build him before this uniform. With this uniform, you can actually go offensive with him, but I mean, you can be decent offensively with this uniform, but he's still nothing, you know, to write home about. He's not going to be clearing content that you can't normally do with any of your other combat characters that are already doing it for you. So you get some nice damage boost with this, but I don't really see you needing to synergize with it too much, because he's mainly a defensive character. I think that's how he's supposed to be built, and that's kind of how I have him built here. I have seen people have success with a damage build on him as well, though, so just keep that in mind if you did want to use him more offensively for like World Boss Ultimate and things like that. He's not going to be clearing the really high stages, but he can actually get through some pretty decent ones. And then we have a CTP of Refinement on him, so we have a max HP recovery with the guard hits. So I definitely like having the CTP of Refinement on any of your defensive characters nowadays, if they don't need immune to guard break, that is, because you need immune to guard break for the most part if you're going to be using them PvP. So yeah, CTP of Refinement here works very well, because Colossus is going to get super armor with his tier 2 passive, and then having the heal opposed to just the invincibility means that I don't have to worry about characters with penetration and pierce just going right through that invincibility. This way I just heal up any damage that I take anyway, so a little bit better for PvP on Colossus. But like I said, you can go offensive on him, give him a damage proc, and then he can do pretty well if you time that with his 5th skill after you have the damage accumulation up on his 3rd skill. And yeah, so now that we've kind of gone over Colossus a little bit, it is time to get him to tier 2. So we're going to be using a ticket on him, because I do not have enough bios to do this naturally. So here we go. And boom, there we go. Alright, Colossus tier 2, Steel Form. One step closer to Strife. So let's see what we got here. So we've got that super armor that I mentioned earlier. We got some all defense. We got increased skill damage by 32%, bonus damage by 15%, and then reflect 100% of physical damage received up to 150% of his attack, which is really nice, and enhances the effect of his skill, Peter's Will, which is his 4-star passive, which I didn't check what that was before we tier 2'd him, so I'll go back and see what that is. But anyway, pretty nice tier 2 here, because I like having that physical damage reflect, and it is for 150% of his attack, so it is the nice premium one, so I do like that as well. So let's go ahead and close this out. So we have Guardians of the X-Men. Yep, Colossus, one of the classics. Alright, so let's see what that changed to. Here we go, Petor's Will. So now we have a decrease the effects of reflect by 60%. Reflects physical damage received from supervillains is 50%. So I think the only thing I changed here was the decrease of the reflect. I think that was like 40% before, or 50%, and now it's 60%, but I think he always had a 50% decrease in supervillain damage received by supervillains, so I don't think that one changed. Either way, it is getting a buff, which is nice, because 60% and 50%, those are really nice numbers, especially taking half damage from supervillains. That is really nice. Pair that up with like Coulson or Shuri with their uniform, and yeah, he's going to be taking like no damage from supervillains. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of gameplay here, and that we have him freshly tier 2'd. Alright, so here we are at World Boss Ultimate. We have Proxima here for stage 17 that we're going to be trying out. We have Goliath for his leadership, 45% physical, and then we have Shuri for her tier 2 passive to give him a little more damage, and also of course some survivability, or more survivability to stack on top of his already 50% reduction from villains or supervillains. So yeah, we're up to like 75%, I believe, with Shuri, because I do not have the uniform for Shuri, so it's going to be 75, because it'll be 25 from her passive instead of 35. And then we're just going with damage strikers, except for anti-venom, just in case we need that healing, even though I really don't think Colossus is going to struggle to survive here. I just think that he's going to struggle with damage. And that's mainly because I do have him built for survivability, so I would hope that he would be able to survive here. Alright, so pretty much what I'm going to be doing with my rotation here is I'm going to be using the 3rd skill, and then I'm going to go right into the 5th skill afterwards. Sometimes I will pause after using the 3rd skill so I can get hit a few times, because the... whoops, I messed up my rotation because I was just talking right there. Because the 5th skill is an iframe, so you're not going to be able to take advantage of the damage accumulation. So if you stand there, well, you still have those 2 seconds of immunity on the 3rd skill. You can get some of that damage to carry over to the 5th skill. And then after the 5th skill, I hop into the 4th skill, because then we have some more damage immunity on that skill. And then you can just do your 2nd and 1st skill to get a little bit of hits in there when you're waiting for the 3rd skill to come off of cooldown. And yeah, I've already, as you can see, messed up the rotation pretty bad, but we'll eventually get back there. Alright, so we're doing... Nope, Colossus, stop doing the skill, please. There we go. Yeah, so, yeah, we would have been pretty much at full health if I didn't mess up right there and use a skill while she was in her cutscene. Oh, she canceled me out of my skill, eh? Well, that's quite annoying. Alright, can you... yeah, get out of your iframe, please. Thank you. We have purple circles. Oh no, I thought she did the animation for the purple circles. Alright, well, we'll keep damaging you then. Alright, so far so good. Oh, there's the purple circles. Definitely need to switch there since we were only partway through his 4th skill, so we would have gotten probably killed there. Alright, relax, Proxima, relax. I'm just stalling for time here. Alright, so let's get some more damage in here. As I was saying, I think we're going to have enough damage to take her down, but it's going to be very close. Especially since once we get her a little bit lower, she's going to start using those purple circle attacks a lot more often, so we're going to have to be running around more. So that's probably going to hurt our time here. And now I can't even see what's going on. Oh, there are purple circles. Couldn't see what was going on. The camera was at a weird angle. Alright, well, gonna have to do a little bit of damage here while we're waiting for Colossus. There we go. Alright, yes, you can make purple circles. You're awesome. Alright, here we go. Don't. Oh, you knocked me out of my skill. You're being very annoying, Proxima. And are you going to knock me out of my skill again? Oh, yes you are. That's fantastic. Alright, well, we got her to the final phase here, so yeah, 7 health bars. And here we go with the purple circles. Ah, what? Oh, there wasn't any purple circles? Oh, there they are. I thought I saw purple on the ground, but that took a minute there. And there's round 2 with the purple. Alright, are we good now? We're pretty close. Get a little bit more damage in here. Alright, so I think we're on good pace here. Oh, and then she goes into an iframe. Alright, Proxima, cooperate here. I need you to not go into iframes and not use the purple circles so that I can have enough time here, but I think we're going to run out. 50 seconds, 5 health bars. Yeah, that's not going to happen. He put up a good fight, though. So as you can see, though, definitely a lot more damage and really good survivability. He always had the survivability for the most part. Having that extra 2 seconds, though, on the 3rd skill does make a pretty big difference, because now you can chain together his rotation so that you're pretty much, oh, we got stunned, pretty much protected the entire time, whereas before you did have that slight gap between skills, so you weren't necessarily protected for the entire battle. So yeah, definitely with the uniform, Colossus is looking very, very formidable. And if we had a damage proc, yeah, I have no doubt that we would have been able to take down Proxima, because we only had 2 bars left there. So yeah, definitely if we had a damage proc, she would have been toast. But even without a damage proc, that damage accumulation from the uniform, the all attack boost, yeah, he's still doing decent damage. So I'm really impressed with the change here to Colossus with this uniform. Having him at tier 2, of course, does help. You get some extra reflect damage, and then of course you take less damage from supervillains, which we saw there for sure, because we did take quite a few hits and we were still trucking along pretty good. We only had our obelisk proc once during that fight. I think I did pick up a few of the healing globs, but either way, we definitely didn't need anti-venom, so I could have actually switched him out for a damage striker, and then that could have been a difference between the last 2 health bars there of Proxima for finishing the fight or not, because we would have had the striker damage and also the increased damage for Colossus. So either way, that's just going to be a look at Colossus here. Freshly tier 2'd, definitely seems like a lot better character now with the uniform, so I'm quite happy to have him at tier 2. I would have tier 2'd him anyway to get Strife, because I do want to eventually unlock him, but now I feel like it was more worth it to use the rank up ticket on him, and then also of course the bio sub. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.